So I am going to explain simple saturation cycle with flash chamber. Here we have got the vapor compression cycle whole, and we have got the compressor, then condenser, then expansion valve, and then one flash chamber, and then it is evaporator, and again it is going back to the compressor. Now the function of flash chamber, that is the vapor, the liquid which may be coming from the condenser to expansion valve, that liquid may enter into the compressor. So to avoid that, we use a flash chamber. Here we use a flash chamber. We have already discussed that when the high pressure liquid refrigerant from the condenser passes through the expansion valve, some of its evaporates refrigerant, some of the refrigerant evaporate. This partial evaporation of the liquid refrigerant is known as flash. It may be noted that the vapor formed during expansion is of no use to evaporator in the producing refrigerating effect as compared to the liquid refrigerant, which carries the heat into the form of latent heat. The, the formed vapor, which is incapable of producing any refrigerating effect, can be bypassed around the evaporator and supplied directly to the suction of the compressor. This is done by introducing a flash chamber between the expansion valve and the evaporator, as shown in figure. Figure already I have shown you. So in figure it is shown that a flash chamber is being introduced between the expansion valve and the evaporator. Now let us consider that certain amount of refrigerant is let us consider that certain amount of refrigerant is circulating through the condenser. This refrigerant, after passing through the expansion valve, is supplied to the flash chamber, which separates the liquid and vapor refrigerant. The liquid refrigerant from the flash chamber is supplied to the evaporator, and the vapor refrigerant flows directly from the flash chamber to the suction of the compressor. The pH diagram is already shown. Process 1 to compression, process 2 condensation, process 3 4, that is expansion valve, and 4 1 is the evaporation. So if M1 is the mass of the liquid refrigerant supplied to the evaporator, and M2 is the mass of the refrigerant, liquid and vapor both, in circulating through the condenser or leaving the expansion valve, then mass of the vapor refrigerant flowing directly from the flash chamber to the suction of the compressor will be given by M2 minus M1. Now we have to make the heat balance in the flash chamber. We will making the heat balance in the flash chamber. Heat taken by the flash chamber is equal to heat given out by the flash chamber. One side it is heat taking, another side it is heat giving. That is M2 into H1 minus H4. Is it clear? M2 into H1 minus H4. H4 is this one, and H1 is your given over here. H1 is this one. H2 minus H1 minus H4, that is the evaporator cooling effect. So M2 into H1 minus H4 will be equal to M1 into H1 minus HF4 dash. What is HF4 dash? HF4 dash, that is over here, that is HF1 is equal to HF4 dash. It is very clear from the pH chart. So M1 will be equal to M2 H1 minus H4 divided by H1 minus HF4 dash will be equal to M2 H1 minus H4. H4 is your HF3. H4 is your HF3. The liquid enthalpy of the liquid refrigerant over here is equal to the enthalpy of the refrigerant over here, because both are on the same line, constant enthalpy line. So H4 is equal to HF3, that we have put over here. H4 is equal to HF3 here divided by H1 minus HF4 dash, or we know that the heat extracted or refrigerating effect RE M1 minus M1 to H1 minus HF4 dash, H1 minus HF4 dash, that is the we know that the heat extracted or refrigerating effect is given by this, or if we put the value of M1 from here, we get is equal to M2 into H1 minus HF3 divided by H1 minus HF4 dash ब्रैकेट में H1 माइनस HF4 डैश, तो आपका H1 माइनस HF4 डैश कट गया, बचा क्या है M2 इंटू H1 माइनस HF3, M2 इंटू, तो दैट इज रेफ्रिजरेटिंग इफेक्ट. H1 minus HF3 is the actual refrigerating effect is from H1 to 4, and here the enthalpy that is equal to the liquid enthalpy at the point 3. So it is given that the refrigerating effect is M2 into H1 minus HF3. Okay, so this is the cooling effect. Now the next part, that the work done in the compressor, that is given by W is equal to M2 into H2 minus H1, M2 into W into H2 minus H1, that is the compressor work from 1 to 2, constant entropy process, the H2 minus H1, or mass is your M2, already know. So work done, so we have got the compressor work M2 into H2 minus H1. Therefore, COP will be equal to RE upon W, M2 into H1 minus HF3, that is the refrigerating effect, divided by the mechanical work by the compressor M2 into H2 minus H1. M2 into कट गया, हमारे पास क्या बचा H1 minus HF3 divided by H2 minus H1. Now, and the power, this is your COP is cooling effect upon the work done, so we have derived the expression for that. Now the power required to drive the compressor, what is the power required to drive the compressor? P is equal to M2 into H2 minus H1, that is your work done by the compressor, mass into change in enthalpy divided by 60 kilowatt, it is in kilowatt. From the above we see that refrigerating effect coefficient of performance and the power required are the same as that of the simple saturation cycle when the flash chamber is not used. Thus the use of flash chamber has no effect on the thermodynamic cycle, है ना. क्योंकि देखो यहाँ पर जो हमारे पास COP आ रहा है वो वही है जब विदाउट फ्लैश चैम्बर, पावर वही आ रहा है जो विदाउट फ्लैश चैम्बर. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि फ्लैश चैम्बर लगाने से हमारे पास क्या हो रहा है, फ्लैश चैम्बर लगाने से कोई इफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है, कोई थर्मोडायनेमिकल चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. द ओनली इफेक्ट रिजल्टिंग from use of flash chamber is the reduction in the mass of refrigerant flowing through the evaporator, and hence the reduction in the size of the evaporator का साइज छोटा हो जाता है. चूँकि हमने क्या किया, लिक्विड को हटा दिया, पहले ही हमने लिक्विड जब हटा दिया हमने यहाँ से, तो क्या होगा, गैस बचा, सीधा गैस जो है वही हमारा जा पाएगा साइकिल में, गैस ही तो सिर्फ जा पाएगा. फ्लैश चैम्बर से लिक्विड जो है वो निकल करके चला जाएगा, लिक्विड जो एवापोरेटर की तरफ चला जाएगा, लेकिन गैस जो होगा वो कंप्रेसर पर सीधा चला जाएगा. क्योंकि गैस जो है अगर एवापोरेटर में जाएगा तो उसका रेफ्रिजरेटिंग इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा, इसलिए गैस को सीधा कंप्रेसर में भेज दिया हमने, और लिक्विड को वो सीधा एवापोरेटर में गया जहाँ पर वो एवापोरेट होकर के कूलिंग इफेक्ट जनरेट करेगा. ओके, थैंक यू.